All right, guys, what's up? We just got the lowdown on what's new in closed beta for 2XKO. So let's just get right into it. Let's dive right in. So uh, first off, this starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for North America, South America. If other regions will be going up in about an hour after, assuming there's no issues and all that. So that's good to know up front. Let's see. So closed beta is only going to be available for PC. This is the start of the full rollout of the game. After this phase, the goal is to get more and more players into XKO until everyone's included. We'll invite new players at the start of it and while it's ongoing. If you play it on PC, you're already in. Okay, cool. All progress will be wiped when closed beta ends, including any ranked and champion mastery progress. Closed beta players will receive an exclusive challenger player title at launch. Okay. Got some new additions to the roster. We know Blitzcrank is in. We know Vi is in. This is interesting. Okay, so this is where we start getting into stuff. During closed beta, Ari, Braum, Darius, Echo, Alawi, and Yasuo will be playable by default. Jinx, Blitzcrank, and Vi can be unlocked from the Champions tab with Champions tokens or credits. Champion tokens are earned from completing the first fight tutorial, and credits are earned from completing missions. Expect to see some balance and quality of life updates for each champ. Scroll to the bottom of the page or click here for a detailed breakdown. So here we have just a quick view of champion mastery, which looks the same as what we saw last time. You level up as you do these missions and level up. You unlock each tier. Once you unlock the tier, then you can spend your credits to purchase things from that tier. So nothing new there, but good to see. They tell you the stuff you can get, which is avatar clothes, player title stickers, an animated sticker, player cards, champion taunts, and a chroma. And champion mastery is going to be reset. We know that. Match replays are going to be in. We saw that recently on Twitter. So that's cool. Just basic replays. We are down to see that. Great to have. Good for VOD review, all that stuff. There are fuse tutorials now. And they talk about it down here. So in Alpha Lab 1 and 2, Double Down, Juggernaut, and Sidekick are available by default, or as in those. 2x Assist and Freestyle Fuse are now unlocked by completing their respective tutorials. So you have to do the tutorials to get the fuse unlocked, which is an interesting approach. I guess I just want to make sure you have a feel for it before you start using it, which 2x Assist seems pretty straightforward, so I don't know why that's one of those. You would think that'd be like Juggernaut and Sidekick maybe. But what are you going to do? That's fine. Cool. Offline mode. We know about offline. This is going to be good for locals, tournaments, all that stuff. Oh, this is the new champion layout too. I wonder if this looks like it might be in order to some capacity. A, B, B, D, A, B, B, D, E, I, J, V, Y. Interesting. I'll have to do some math, or not math, but go through the options there to see if we can figure out who would go in this slot right here. But it does look like they're keeping the same champion select layout that they've had for a while, which is cool. Closed beta will feature offline modes. Yep, we know that. And for TOs and stuff. Ranked mode is going to be enabled on September 18th during the second week of closed beta. Ranked progress will reset after closed beta ends. So this actually kind of has me thinking launch might not be that far out if they're already planning out ranked as the second week of this. They're separating every stuff out. It's possible. Maybe I'm overthinking that, but also coming soon to XKO store. I knew the store would eventually be an actual store. That's cool. So this is probably where you're actually going to buy avatar cosmetics in game. So here's where you can set your emotes and stickers and stuff. Eternally Jinxed. Interesting. Are these player titles and cards? Oh, I see. So some are cards. I see. So this is the card up top, and then the title is the thing beneath it. Okay, cool. And then we got some skins. So we got Blitzcrank, and we've seen all these colors. Or yeah, not skins, I should say. It's just the chromas and colors. Oh wait, we see his stats. Did we see his stats yet? Ease of use 3 out of 5. Okay, that's cool. Power and vitality. Okay. Interesting, his range is only listed as 3, but I guess that makes sense. He's not all ranged attacks. Closed beta will have several type of cosmetics available. There will be no champion skins available and only credits. Currency that can be earned from completing missions can be used to buy cosmetics. There's nothing you can buy with real money. Battle pass, there's no battle pass. Every champion will have a variety of chromas to choose from. We know that. Player cards, stages. So in closed beta, Bridge of Progress, Scuddler Strand, Spirit Hills, and Brazen Hydra stages are unlocked by default. Annihilator's Reach is available for purchase from the stages section of the collection tab. So it looks like you can get stages with free currency, which is cool. Hopefully it stays like that for full launch. And they say you might have seen Zon in Blitz's trailer, but it's not going to be available yet. Look out for a future update. So I wonder if that's coming to closed beta or if that's only going to be in launch. Taunts, each champ will have one taunt unlocked by default. You unlock more through mastery. And now core gameplay. So this is going over changes if you've played the game before. So if you're totally new to the game, don't worry about these changes because you're just coming in fresh. But if you have played before, let's go over and see what's changed. A lot of this we're going to know from Evo. So match pacing has changed. To improve match pacing, they made changes to starting break meter, super meter, super damage, combo starter, proration, and effectively upping damage across the board, which was noticeable in Evo. Now for Lab 2, some defensive options didn't have direct counterplay and others let the defender get away very easily. In light of that, we took a look at wake-up rolls, push assist, retreating guard, and dashing. Okay. Comeback potential, the above changes have higher lethality overall. Comeback potential is more important than ever. We adjusted Fury and break meter generation to make sure matches are still anybody's game until the very end. And match engagement. So they're going to go over this stuff here. So we don't need to go over the high-level stuff. Super meter, it resets between rounds. If you didn't know that, at Evo, they changed it so everybody always starts with 1 bar of super meter per character. And that resets on every round, not just on game. So you're going to want to use meter at the end of rounds to secure it. On a successful parry, damage scaling on the next hit landed is now slightly reduced. It'll deal a bit more damage than it did before, which is good. And low parry no longer applies damage scaling to the next hit landed. So low parry is going to be even more rewarding, which is cool. Break meter starts at 75%, which is good. People aren't breaking on the first combo. Break meter bonus while getting hit by long combos hasn't been increased. Okay, interesting. So the longer you wait, the more break meter you get. Break meter well, not the longer you wait, just the longer the combo is, because you wouldn't have break there. Break meter bonus no longer increases during handshake, tags, or cinematics. Okay, that's cool. So that's just saying the bonus meter you're getting during a long combo, they're not counting the time during screen freeze, which makes sense. Champion KO no longer receive a 50% break meter. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's way less breaks then, actually. That's a big change here. And I'm a fan of that. I think break is good to have, but it shouldn't be like constant. You should get like maybe 1 or 2 around, maybe. All right, so defensive tools. Backdashing, jump blocking, retreating guard, and push block are all slightly less powerful. Push block now has a longer cooldown, and the pushback distance has been decreased, okay? Retreating guard travel distance has been decreased, okay? So that's more punishable. All attacks from assist champions are now mid attacks. This is a big one a lot of people are talking about. I'm seeing people say like, oh, it's a huge change. They're gutting the mix, blah, blah, blah. Apology Man has a good tweet about it. I recommend you guys go hunt that down, where he's just basically saying like, it kind of just got a little too homogenous where everyone was just doing like overhead or low handshake tag and play off that mix, which, yeah, it's good and all that. But if everybody's doing it all the time, then it kind of like, I don't know, kind of takes away from the game a bit. So I'm a fan of this change for now. Let's see how it plays out in action. And I assume people are going to be happy with it for the most part. Counter hits now grant meter, a damage boost, and additive hit stun. This is really cool. Before, I'm pretty sure counter hits didn't give you the additive hit stun, so you wouldn't get like, let's say you punish some, or you get a counter hit off a light, like you just had to go off like it was just a normal light if you wanted to extend that combo. Now you can potentially put that light into like a heavy versus before it would, or probably a medium, whereas before, or no, lights could cancel into mediums generally. So maybe now you can do a light into heavy or some special moves and those will still connect, which is cool. Counter hit M and H attacks now grant an untechable state against airborne opponents. Interesting. So if you hit a medium or H on an airborne opponent, which I'm assuming you could be on the ground or in the air as well, that spin where they're spinning in the air and they come down to the ground, they're just going to go all the way until they get to the ground. Whereas if it's a light, now it just grants additional air hit stun. So they can still air tech, but it's not going to be like, it'll be a little longer until they can do that. I think that's cool. Makes it a little more reliable to confirm off these counter hits in the air. Fury Break has been buffed. Duration, chip damage from normal and special attacks, ground speed, and defense boosts have all been increased. Okay, so just better across the board. Okay. Chip damage from normal and special attacks. It's going to be crazy. Like, Juggernaut on Darius could be kind of crazy with this, I'm not going to lie. Cross-up protection has been reduced from 3 frames to 1 frame. That's crazy. So they're really trying to get you on left-right mix. That's going to be the primary mix in this game, which I'm kind of a fan of, honestly. And get up attack is now easier to punish from air block. Okay, that's cool. That should be punishable. Additional changes, gray health will recover more slowly. Cool. Attacks generate less gray health overall. Cool. People are just dying faster. We love it. Super damage and minimum scaling. The floor of how much an attack can deal after being reduced by damage scaling has been increased, so just more damage. L&M attack proration. Damage reduction on hitting the same move repeatedly within one combo has been reduced. Okay. It's just more damage again. When assist champions take damage, 75% is dealt as gray health. The rest is unrecoverable. Previously, 100% of damage to assist champions is dealt as gray health. So it's more punishing to get your assist hit. That's good. Throws deal more damage, have a longer recovery time, and cause a counter hit state on whiff. Throws deal more damage, have a longer recovery time. Does this mean on whiff? I don't know if this means on whiff or when you get a throw. Or maybe it's both. And cause a counter hit state on whiff, so it's more punishable if you whiff a throw. That's good. Throwable volumes are more consistent. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna guess this means the volume of throws. Like, there's a certain sound cue and it's a little louder now. Throws now have visual effects to show the tech window more clearly. Yes, thank God. That was one issue I've had with this game for a while now. It's like throws, like you almost like didn't realize until like halfway through the throw you were being thrown. So that's cool. Limit Strike no longer causes a hard knockdown. We knew that from Evo. Air throw landing recovery has been reduced. Air throws are now consistent across champions and hit slightly behind. Interesting. I wonder how often that's going to come up. The air throws hitting slightly behind. I'm going to have to try to keep that in mind. You can no longer handshake tag when a throw doesn't connect with an opponent. Good. If you whiff a throw, you're just punishable. Chain dashing is easier. We knew that. Backdash travel distances have been reduced for all champions. Jump startup has been slowed from 3 to 4 frames. Okay. So jumping is slightly worse. Got it. Timing restriction on double down has been removed. You can now enter double down at any time during the point champion super. That's going to lead to some interesting stuff. We're going to have to explore that. Juggernaut fuse has been buffed. While using Juggernaut, gain more break meter on a clean hit. Push block now costs break meter instead of a super meter, and push blocking pushes both champions. Yeah, I believe this takes like 1/8 of your break meter to do a push block. On a clean eject hit, which is a snapback, the Juggernaut player will cover a small amount of gray health. The ejected opponent will lose a large amount of their gray health. Okay, so it doesn't take away all your gray health, but a bunch. So that makes snapback a little bit better. Quality of life when landing an attack, pressing dash or parry will now properly result in a parry or dash rather than another attack. Cool. It just will make the game feel better. This one is huge, I think. For the people who hate lobbies, this is pretty tight. You can now enter training mode directly from any online lobby by opening the menu. This works when in a duo. Doing this will remove you from the lobby you were in. So now, instead of giving you training mode queue, where you're queuing from training mode, if you just had a match and you want to learn something, you just hit a menu option and bam, you're in training mode. Even if you're with your duo, which is cool. I understand some people are just going to want to be able to queue from training mode, but I think this is at least a good middle ground to start off with going into closed beta. And then if people still despise it, then I'm sure they're going to explore just letting you queue right from training. When queue times are long, our matchmaking system will look for opponents from other lobbies. If you find a match this way, you'll see a hologram of your opponent's avatar in your lobby. So this is cool. I will say some people are going to be a little bummed that it's only if queue times are long. Because one of the issues with having like ranked lobbies is you could look at everyone in your lobby, you might recognize some names and say, oh, I don't want to play this person because their character is a hard counter to mine, or I never beat this certain player for whatever reason. Now this still seems like you can kind of like keep leaving and rejoining lobbies to get a group of people that you feel more confident in or whatever. We'll see how this plays out. I think I would hope they just always let you also look in other lobbies whenever you queue, and it's just kind of random whether you're gonna get one in your lobby or not. I'd assume it's even in that situation, you'd probably prioritize people in your own lobby just because you know those are a good connection and the MMR is good. But we'll see how it plays out. I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. You can now enter casual or ranked lobby directly from training mode by opening the menu. Okay, I've been requesting this for a while. I didn't even read this. Okay, so yeah, now you can just go straight from training to ranked and back and forth really, really quickly. And with how fast its game loads, it's going to feel good to do that, guys. Like, I know some of you will want to queue from training. Give this a shot. I think this is going to feel pretty good. Known bug. If you enter training mode from the main menu and choose go to casual lobby or go to ranked lobby from the training mode menu, you return to the main menu. These options only work if you use them in a casual or ranked lobby. If you enter training mode... Okay, so interesting. I'm sure that'll get fixed, but we don't need to worry about that. Controls menu has been revamped. Remapping should take less time. Cool. In-game player reporting is now enabled. Awesome. In-game player blocking is now enabled. Awesome. All right, and then now we have the champion adjustments. Generally, all right, we wanted to increase champion power levels to ensure that offense stays strong and neutral remains interesting. Generally, champions can now perform stronger mix-ups and have more interesting decisions to make while on offense and in neutral. The changes below are not exhaustive. There are adjustments to hurt boxes, hit boxes, meter, and minimum scaling or damage to encourage more interesting routing. We'll be going over those in detail in future patch notes, but you all forgot how much damage Braum's mid-air S2 did anyways, right? True. I actually did forget. All right, so Ahri. We are happy with the Ahri changes that we made for Alpha Lab 2, so we are keeping her mostly the same in closed beta. We've made some quality of life adjustments, made charm. Hold on, I want to make sure we're good. Okay. We made quality of life adjustments, made charm and stalking dart more reliable, and turned a few knobs on her air power level. Okay, so her mid-air medium is slightly worse, her mid-air heavy is slightly better, and mid-air down heavy is more stable and more consistent with visuals. So down heavy in the air is going to be the cross-up button, universal cross-up button, so it's going to be more clear where that hitbox is. Stalking dart, down S1, which was the one where she threw a little orb, and after a second it would fire at the opponent. Now it just shoots straight forward after a delay rather than tracking opponents, which is, I guess, a slight nerf, but that I could see that getting like a little oppressive. So I'm down with that. Wildflare's S2 now causes the opponent to enter a tumble state. I think we've seen that. Yeah, this was in the Evo build. Down S2 startup has been reduced, so it's just faster. Her ult can now be used in the air. It now projectile pierces assists and other projectiles and has a brand new cinematic. Okay, yeah, so that got much better. You could only do it grounded before. And because she's an air character, I think it makes a lot of sense to let her do it from the air. Cool. Blitzcrank, they're brand new. No changes to report, but we didn't want them to feel left out. How nice for Blitz. We love that. Braum. Braum was in a pretty good spot, but reversal command grab down S1 was clearly going to be a problem. We slowed command grab significantly and reduced his health. In return, his overhead is much faster and his normals are a bit better. I think he already had kind of good normals, so... health slightly down. Medium and down medium attack recovery has been reduced. Braum should be strongest with a proactive teammate, but his neutral is a bit too risky to survive on his own. Okay, so you can whiff medium and down medium and be a little more safe. Or a little less punishable, I should say. Concussive blow, down forward medium. That is the overhead. Startup has been reduced, so that's faster now. And down S1 startup has been significantly increased, and the unbreakable version now causes crumple. So you only get a combo if you have the ice buff. Let's see. Darius. We gave Darius a projectile to give him more interesting ways to play neutral and pressure the opponent. As the rest of the roster developed around Darius, we felt those aspects of his game were a bit flat. This is good to see. They want to make sure characters like feel whole. Health has been slightly reduced. Cut down has a new animation that's harder to read. It's not actually faster. Let the reaction wars begin. Okay, we got to really see how that goes. And cut down is now cancelable into super. So his overhead is not faster. It just looks different and it's harder to recognize. And now you can also cancel it into a super. Okay. Grievous Wheel, previously down S2, has been moved to down forward S2 and now has a shockwave projectile. Interesting. This makes it harder to safely mash his reversal on defense while making room for his new projectile. Oh, interesting. I can't tell if this is saying his DP thing, like the armor DP, now has a projectile if you just do it from far away. I don't know. I'm gonna have to mess with this. When playing on the Noxus stage, additional soldier NPCs will spawn in the background. I like that it's included in his patch notes. Like that's, I noticed that in the video for the Noxus stage, but pretty cool. Echo. This is a big one. I was looking over this before. Okay, so the change to forward throw and air throw helped Echo's knockdown game a lot, but the difference between when Echo scores a hard knockdown versus when Echo makes the opponent block was too high. Tangle Timeline is S2 super, helps a lot with soft knockdown, but his on-block pressure wasn't strong enough. All of Echo's mix options are now significantly stronger against a blocking opponent, which is good. He's the mix-up character. He should be doing good mix-ups. Mid-air charge heavy now pulls in grounded opponents on block. So there's going to be some wacky stuff you can do where if you have like a you lob Time Wander, you do like a quick jump, charge air heavy, and they block it, you could potentially pull them behind you, land on the other side, and have them hit the Time Wander, and they have to change their block during that block stun. That's possible. His overhead startup has now been reduced, which is good. It's going to be a big way to open people up, especially if you have a charged clone out. Alt has a brand new cinematic. Charged Chrono Strike forward S2 charge. Now passes through opponents on block and is now -1 on block, which is really, really good. I wanted to give Echo more sauce, and deciding that enabling this was both really fun, and it had adequate counterplay when with retreating guard, team push block, and reversal throw. Yeah, this is interesting. So you're gonna cross up with this move now on block, or not cross up. You're gonna end up on the other side, and you're gonna kind of sandwich them between your Ghost and you, though you're gonna be -1. So there's going to be really interesting mind games. That's going to be something that I'm going to want to, when I am playing Echo, I'm going to want to lab that out a bit and see kind of what that decision tree looks like. Chrono Break. Charge S2, down S2 is now safe on block. So that's the one where he goes break and he has like the big circle around him. Safe on block. That's pretty big. Because that move is very rewarding when it lands too. Phase Dive, down S2 or charge down S2, which is his roll, now passes through opponents in the corner. I saw this at Evo, and it felt great. And Time Wander no longer hits knockdown opponents. Previously, Time Wander hitting knockdown opponents made Echo's more advanced combos dropped based on slight timing differences. True. And this move, OTGing, was never a good situation for Echo. This change makes his combos more stable and leads to fewer frustrating drops. Awesome. All good changes. Alawi's gameplay was a little linear. She would swing with medium and down medium and forward S1, which is a little too similar to Darius. To get her tentacles more involved, we took a bit of power away from medium and forward S1 and invested it in making down S2 chargeable, which gives Alawi a full screen option, so she's always a threat. Health has been reduced. Those moves have been nerfed by reducing distance traveled and increasing the amount of time that the Herc boxes linger. So it's a little more punishable. You have to think a little bit more about using them, which is good. Because she was kind of a forward S1 machine before. Harsh Lesson forward S2 startup has been reduced. I think that's the overhead, if I remember correctly. So that's interesting that got sped up. And down S2 can now be charged to have Naga K Boros strike from below at any distance, which tracks the opponent's position and summons a tentacle on contact. This change keeps opponents on their toes and gives Alawi access to more tentacles, so she's less feast or famine. Cool. All good changes. That felt really good at Evo. Jinx. I have not played Jinx at all. I've watched her, obviously. So we'll probably go through these a little bit quicker. Her zoning tools were largely overshadowed by the strength of Fishbones in the air, which is our rocket, rather than nerf Fishbones. Remember, we're trying to make champions stronger. We made improvements to Clappy, Chompers, and charged Fishbones. Her overhead is now slightly faster and is cancelable into specials on hit, which is very good for her, because I'm pretty sure that means she can do rocket jump off overhead now and combo off that. Clappy Fly and Flame Chompers have less recovery. Clappy and Chompers were powerful, but it was hard to justify using them over jump back Fishbones. These changes make Clappy and Chomper more useful in neutral and open up more combo applications. Cool. Clappy will no longer trigger on knockdown opponents, and if it happens to occur, it will OTG. Interesting. Cool. They want Clappy to help your combos not hurt then. Nice. Flame Chomper's forward S1 cannot hit until landing and activating. The toss-up version took up too much space for the impact it had on contact, especially in her assist. That makes sense. Her assist now uses the kick version of Chompers as opposed to the toss version. This increases her corner pressure and mix-up potential by being able to juggle Chompers mid-screen Oh, and being able to juggle compers mid-screen allows for more fun team play interactions. That's interesting. There's going to be a lot of stuff people can lab out with that. You can now hold forward or back during Fishbone's hop, her rocket jump, to adjust the launch arc. Cool. So her rocket jump is just going to have more variability. And Zap Super now hits OTG. That's actually kind of crazy. I'm surprised about that. We'll see how that works in action. We're happy with Yasuo's game plan. Or this is for Yasuo. We're happy with Yasuo's game plan, but he was a bit too honest when making the opponent block. His mix-up is much better now, particularly when solo, and Turbulent Wind now has a new visual effects on behavior. Face the wind. All right. Forward S1 charge. Charge startup has been reduced, and it now seals corner. I believe that's the one where he just dashes through you. I'm not sure, honestly. Recovery of calm, down S1, movement follow-up. So this is a stance. What has been reduced? Movement follow-ups has been reduced. I don't know what that means. I'm going to assume that means like recovery, like if they're just faster. Turbulent Wind, S2. Projectile has received S2 projectile. Huh. Has received visual and behavior cleanups. Is this? No, Windwall is a different one. Oh, this is like the little spinny circle he did where he kind of pulled his sword out of the sheath real quick and put it back in. Got it. That receipt. Okay, so that's going to be more clear how it works. And then Windwall and Turbulent Wind now hits OTG. Cool new routes. Okay. Oh, the Whirlwind now hits OTG, so you can pick up off the ground with the tornado thing out of Windwall. Okay. Launcher adjustments. Down H forward movement range has been decreased, and its recovery has been increased. This was a very strong button, which sometimes failed in a primary intended use case anti-air. Okay, so they just cleaned it up a little bit. It should feel better. And Vi. People love Vi at Evo, and we agree. We left her core kit alone and tuned damage and Blast Shield's combo ability to put more in line with the rest of the champions. Don't worry, she still hits like a truck. Okay? Her damage at Evo is pretty wild. I agree. We've normalized her damage, particularly around normals. Her sway down S2, which is the ground punch thing, and Crater Maker Assist, which is going to also be, the punching the ground assist. So damage got tweaked on those. Blast Shield leading to combo is problematic. The intended follow-up is now canceling in the S1 Super. Okay, that's good. So yeah, she's getting a counter. She probably shouldn't get full combo off that. Dash into Hook, or Sway into Hook, which is the light, was too strong and neutral with too little recovery. It now has more recovery. Okay, so if you whiff it, you can get more you can get punished a little easier. We want players to dodge and weave, but Hook was too abusable. Cool. And then Footwork and Knuckle Down can now be properly anti-aired with down H. Oh, so she goes for that overhead out of Sway. You can anti-air. That's pretty cool. But that's all we have right now. I'll double check. Yeah, nothing else new. There's a lot here, and I'm liking basically all the changes I'm hearing. The big thing I'm surprised on is one, ranked isn't until week 2. That's an interesting choice. And there's no store. Like, you can't give them money in closed beta. They're not even giving them money until launch, which is kind of crazy to me, but hey, whatever, it's fine. It kind of makes me think this beta won't be too long if they're not giving you any skins. That's my guess, but we'll see. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, either way, I mean, this is going to be crazy. We're basically 24 hours away, like 26 hours away at the time of me recording this. By the time you see it, it'll probably be around 24 hours. So obviously we're going to be diving into all this tomorrow. We still have the Polyphia track coming today, the title theme, so hopefully that happens soon. I might make like a reaction short to that, or I don't know how reacting to the full track will go on YouTube, so we'll figure that out. But either way, if you made it this far in the video, as always, I super appreciate you. Drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment if you can. It does wonders for me. I really, really appreciate it. As for what I am doing on launch week, tonight, Talkin' Tuco podcast, or Tuco Talk podcast, I think that's what it is. Tuco Talk podcast with the boys at Day 2, which is the TO group I'm in. We're running Tuco Tuesdays along with Forest Block. I'm going to have some of the Day 2 guys on a new podcast. We're not sure the cadence, how often we're going to do it, how long it's going to go. We're just giving it a test run tonight. We know we're going to do it. It's just figuring out how much and how long and all that stuff. So stay tuned to my Twitter if you want to see when that's going live. We're going to stream it. So I hope to see you guys there. And then tomorrow, obviously, we have the launch of closed beta. So I'll be streaming a little bit leading up to it. I'm not going to go live too early because it's going to be a long day. But streaming a bit before, probably around somewhere between noon to 1 Eastern. And then going to be playing a bunch, obviously diving into all this as soon as it gets opened up. Going to be making some videos while on stream, going through the different champion themes and stuff like that. So definitely, if you guys want to come through for that, that'd be sick. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we have Tuco Tuesday, Volume 1. The first tournament of closed beta. I'm pretty sure it's literally the first one for this game. An online tournament. If you guys want to enter, it's start.gg/Tuco Tuesdays, TUCOTUES, you know how to spell Tuesdays. So definitely sign up for that. If you guys want to enter, it's mixed bracket. You can go solo or duo, and I'm going to be commentating that over on Force Block's channel tomorrow night at 7. And then maybe after that, I'll still keep streaming. We'll see how tired I am. And then I got a bunch of stuff going on this week. I'm running production for Reversals 2xKO tournament on Wednesday. That's a European tournament. That'll be going live around 1 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, I have Oni Arena. Shout out to my new sponsor. I should have said that sooner. I'll be commentating that event, the Oni Arena 2xKO event, Wednesday night. I believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern. It might be 7. And then this coming Saturday, we have the Iron Grid Monthly in Newark, New Jersey. I'll be going to that and commentating that as well, if you guys want to tune into that. So just stay tuned to my socials. It's going to be mad tournaments. I think I'm entering the TNS one on Thursday night too, with Bon Me, my buddy. We'll be entering as a duo. So a lot of stuff going on, man. Like we're hitting the ground running. It's going to be nonstop now. So thanks for sticking around so long. I know this is a long video. Yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Come through on the stream. We'll see you. Hopefully all you guys get in. Yeah, exciting times. I can't even believe this is real. Like I don't know. Like the game's coming out after all this time. It's finally here. So, yeah, I'm gonna end this video now so I can put this up on YouTube and you guys watch it. Bye.